maybe not. There we go. I was like, all right. I press the button, and you shall see my.
Thought you might have busted prematurely there.
Never. You mean a premature nocturnal release.
It's an emission.
Emission, you're right. Nocturnal emissions. Nocturnal emissions, you're right. You've been reading the same books I've been reading.
Have I?
No.
No, definitely not. I don't read books.
Yeah, you do. You just look at them and say, I read the title. That's good enough for me.
You know what's funny? Like, I was looking through my laptop.
Yeah.
And I found a bunch of material under downloads that I had no clue was there.
Yeah.
A lot of it pornography.
Okay.
Some of it, my favorite fucking book from when I was a kid. Do you know what it is?
It's some small book that you told me to read about a long time ago. It's about like 60 or 80 pages.
No, that's a different book.
Oh, okay.
That's not my favorite book. You're talking about Siddhartha?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not my favorite book.
All right, what's this one? It's Catcher in the Rye.
You said it like some bullshit. Ender's Game.
Ender's Game.
They made a movie about it. Like, they made a movie version a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking coolest story, man. Like, it's the best. And so I was like, oh, I have Ender's Game on audiobook, but it was better than that.
Yeah.
I have all 5 books in a single folder. I was like, oh.
So
I was so hyped. I was like, yes, victory.
You said the long
That
car
and a bunch
drive.
of like really, really cool like trans girl porn. Okay,
All right. Wow.
start the motherfucking show.
I guess it's time to play that music now. So let me
Let's go.
turn my volume down and turn you.
Turn the music up. Turn me down.
No, it's the other way around.
Google.
You can't do it. You can't do it.
Why can't I do it?
You have to say okay. Google.
Just because I'm not Jay-Z?
You said Google.
Who says I'm not Jay-Z?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think you should tell me who I am, Anthony. I don't think you should try to stop me from doing whatever the fuck I want to do. Do you know what happens to people that try to stop me from doing what the fuck I want to do?
They could put you in jail.
I mean, I suppose I could go to jail. You're being really logical, and that's really fucking my shit up. I think we need to let a nigga rant sometimes, Anthony. Talking about jail. You know how that shakes people up. I don't want to go to jail. You see these little hands? These little hands don't want to be behind bars. Bad things happen to tiny men with soft mouths and beautiful hands. My mouth is soft. My hands look like they've been manicured. I come out the shower looking like I was just dealt with by 10 Asian ladies with nothing but buffers and clear nail polish. Motherfucker, you see these wide nail beds, bitch?
I'm cutting you off.
What do you mean?
I cut him off.
Anthony censoring me.
It's like it's over.
Censorship.
It's over. He said he's Prince Hakeem.
Cool. So, in the news today,
Yes.
I think the biggest piece of news, I could be wrong, but the biggest piece of news is probably the hearings that have taken place in Vegas with the Athletic Commission concerning 3 of the biggest names in the game of MMA. Those names being Conor McGregor, Khabib Nurmagomedov, and John Jones. And they're all in there for a couple of different reasons. John, obviously, testing related.
Mm-hmm.
Khabib, related to him leaping over cages.
Eagle stomping.
Eagle Bear Smash Dylan Dennis.
Yes.
And Conor for activities on the same day,
Yeah.
like striking people inside the cage after the fight.
Yes.
Now, I want to see if I can remember this, like, properly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Conor got 6 months and $50K.
Yeah.
Khabib was given a fine of $500,000 be taken from his purse, which he wasn't paid yet.
Yeah.
The purse was what, 2.5
I don't know.
or 2 mil?
Let's look and see.
Yeah, it was $2 million purse. So he took a quarter
1
of it.
million.
Was their psychology behind like justifying that gigantic motherfucking number?
1 million.
What do you mean?
It was whatever they withheld was the 1 million. So,
Okay.
So they took half of his purse.
I think he got 2 mil.
Maybe Dana gave him another $1 million, but the purse.
I think their language was, we're taking 25% of your money. And that ends up being $500,000. I don't think they were saying we're taking $500,000. It ended up being $500,000 because it was 25%. And I think it's crazy that people, including the person sitting diagonal from me at the moment.
You are right. It's $2 million.
Okay. We're saying that $500,000. Oh, that sounds reasonable. Reasonable?
Yes.
Tell me what's reasonable about charging somebody $500,000.
All right. For inciting a riot.
There was no riot.
No riot? There was a brawl.
Uh-huh.
There was a brawl.
And
People got hurt.
how hurt?
I don't know, man. You ask them. They're on the conscious. They were
No,
on
I
the
mean
ground.
like how hurt?
People got knocked out.
Someone was knocked out.
Yeah.
Who?
Some guy.
What guy?
He got in a fight with a Khabib versus.
No, shut the fuck up. I'm being serious.
Okay, so the only thing that happened was a dude got concussed because some another dude jumped on his head.
What dude?
Khabib jumped on Dillon Danis's head and gave him a concussion.
So Dylan was concussed?
Yeah, concussed.
Okay.
His words, not mine.
All right, so cool.
Yeah, that's about it.
So then he has to pay enough to cover those bills.
No.
Why more than that?
Cause. You don't understand this.
Because why?
Because it's my pocket. It's my money. I take what
Whose
I want.
money?
It's the Nevada State Athletic Commission's
Now
money.
that's a good point.
They say, give me the money that I deserve.
Because it is their money.
Yeah,
And they have to pay themselves out of that money.
of course.
It's a very self-interested thing to do, to charge someone $500,000 when you're going to get to taste some of that money. It doesn't make any sense.
Go somewhere.
Like, it goes into their fucking pockets. Literally.
Lunch.
Like, literally. This isn't crazy conspiracy theory shit.
iPads.
It goes into the pockets of the people who find him.
The laptop. I think a dude broke a laptop today during the John Jones hearing. Need a new laptop.
I would have broken 100,000 laptops. If I were Khabib's people, I would have been throwing batteries at this fucking commission. Outrageous amount of money.
Sounds like you want to lose another 500,000.
What?
It sounds like you want to lose another 500,000.
Me?
If you're throwing batteries at people.
I'm throwing batteries.
That's a million.
And I'm aiming for the temple
That's $1 million.
and the teeth. I'm taking teeth or consciousness.
That's $1 million.
Something that matters from you cunts. Because that's so much fucking money. That's so much money. And I guess you could argue that, like, well, if you charge them a lot, it'll serve as, like, a warning to the other guys. Like, don't do wild shit or we'll take a bunch of your cash.
I guess. You could also just suspend
That's
them longer.
the only thing you can say to me that'll make me not want to fucking headbutt you if you say it's a reasonable amount of money. Because I can understand that psychology. I just don't buy that they're operating under that idea solely.
Yeah.
No way, man. I'm not that naive. I don't think so. They saw an opportunity to fucking pay themselves. And they were like, look, blah, you're going to have 9 months suspended. And we're going to take $500,000 of your money. We're going to take 25% of your purse. $500,000 for that shit. Like, if he had driven his car into a family, he may not have to pay $500,000. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Ask John Jones.
Yeah, ask John Jones.
Yeah.
$500,000? Do you know what I would have to do to owe $500,000? Jesus.
And this is how you boys live in life right now. He doesn't give a
Who's my boy?
fuck. He's like, wake me up when it's over. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I don't think that he's really driven by the money. And $1 million is still a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know? So even after you pay all your people out of that $1 million, you can still eat food.
Yeah.
Right? But that $500,000 would be pretty sweet. So,
Yeah.
I just think that number's crazy.
No, it's ridiculous. And then Connor, $50K.
$50K for Connor.
It's reasonable, but not outrageous.
I mean, since he can pay it, he'll let it go. That's still too much money, too.
How much you think?
I don't know. No fine and 6 months suspension? No fine whatsoever? What did you actually fucking do?
Defended himself?
Yeah.
That's about it.
So they could say, well, you could have put yourself in a situation where you were less likely to be harmed. You could have placed yourself strategically when you saw that things were going wrong. You almost jumped over the cage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're not an innocent babyface here. But you didn't cause any catastrophic damage, and at the end of the day, you were just defending yourself. The real wrong action you made was the escalating gesture of starting to climb that cage. For that crime, we're going to give you 6 months. And, retroactively.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these sentences should be retroactive.
I believe they are.
But yeah. Now, the only thing I don't know anything about whatsoever is the Jon Jones result.
I got the answer to that one.
You got the hookup?
I was watching it all day.
Okay.
So basically what was going on is that they agreed to give him a 1-fight license. But the kicker is that he has to at least be testing, sometimes even days, like back-to-back days, but within he has to, maybe weeks, but he has to be tested within like a month's period, every month. So sometimes it'll be every 2 weeks, sometimes it'll be within a couple days, but it has to be constant tests.
And do they address this idea of this pulsing effect directly?
Not directly. Basically, they were saying more or less the metabolite is like, since there's no proven benefit from it,
that's going to be a wash.
That's going to be a wash. So if there's no benefit from it, which is like, it's fine, and this is not like a precedent.
Right.
This is just a one-time thing. And until the testing start becoming completely negative, he will have to do this he'll have hearings every time he has to fight.
Okay.
So after every fight, he'll have a hearing. And if he wants to do another fight, he has to go through that process again. And then they'll grant him his 1-fight license.
So he has to jump through a hoop.
Yeah, jump through a couple hoops. He's getting tested.
Fine.
Yeah.
All things considered, I think that sounds pretty goddamn fair. Since they don't know that much about it, they're like, look, we're going to hold you to a higher standard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're going to make you do an absurd amount of testing.
Yes.
Since we don't know what's what, and neither do you. Fair. Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Like, I don't know what the right thing to do in this case is. Do you treat him like he's any other fighter? In an ideal world, I would say yes. Like, if I'm his lawyer, I'm like, this is some bullshit. But I'm cool with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I wouldn't say anything if I was his lawyer. Just shut my mouth. Just be like, all right, we're done here. Good job. This is better than what I thought.
That's what I mean. Like, it went well.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been way, way worse. It could be, you can't fight here. We don't fucking trust your science and your bullshit. Mm-hmm. It's only a matter of time before you run over another pregnant lady. Get the fuck out of Nevada, deadbeat.
It'd be more likely.
Stand up my quiet desert community.
They might not trust USADA, and they may not rely on them. That might be the thing that would more likely happen. I can't see them doing anything wrong to John, because in all intents and purposes...
So it's their test.
Yeah, it's their test. They're doing the test. They get all access to all tests. They said, we want all tests. If USADA's testing you, we want it. We're going to be testing you. If VADA's testing you, we want it. If you go into Germany and you fight in there, we want that test. Wherever you go, we want that test.
If you go to Indochina,
I want that test.
I want a nigga hiding in a bowl of rice.
Yeah.
Waiting to take a piss test on Jon Jones.
Exactly. Great Pulp Fiction reference. Great Pulp Fiction reference.
It's a fantastic movie.
Yeah. But, yeah, they were basically saying that we want all your test results so we can kind of learn. And also give it to, like, there's like a doctor on the commission board, too.
So we can learn.
Yeah, so they can understand how this works, because nobody has any, like, studies for Turnbull.
Cool.
Yeah, so they're all for learning.
And all of this would go away if we would just stop giving a fuck.
Maybe.
What do you mean, maybe?
You have to pass the intelligence test, and I don't think Jon Jones would pass that intelligence test sometimes.
Shit.
You don't think so?
Shit.
You think he might pass it?
Hell yeah.
All right. Apparently, they've been doing random drug tests, too, so I don't know.
It's like, you know in the Chappelle Show when they're doing that Jeopardy? And he's like, is pimpin' easy? And the one guy's like, well, Big Daddy Kane would say, no. It's like, correct. Then he goes over to the black dude that looks like he might be at the barbershop.
Yeah.
And he's like, is pimpin' easy? And the guy's like, You can tell he's like thinking like, all right, Tina do got some good pussy, right? Tina got that pussy, right? I know at least 5 niggas from the shop that would hit me for like $100 every time. Hell yeah. It's just like that. Both answers are correct.
Yeah.
Like, scot-free, treat him like any other fighter, and if he pops, he pops. Or you gotta jump through a bunch of hoops, but you can fight.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Either way, as long as we get John Jones in a UFC cage, I'm a happy camper.
Yeah. Hopefully he just doesn't mess up this testing. Otherwise, you might see John Jones in Japan fighting in his underwear against some giant fat Asian dude.
Now, if that's the most catastrophic outcome, bring that shit on too. Like, the one thing that sucks is just like, you can't have dream fights. And this is old, right? Mm-hmm. This is like, this goes back to my childhood desire to see Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair in their primes.
Yeah.
It's like they work for different companies. And there's no way that these companies could come together and agree to make money together. It's happened a few times. Like Pride in the UFC had a talent exchange.
I wouldn't call it a talent exchange. Let's call it a one side, steal them.
What do you mean?
We sent our boys over there. Ain't nobody come here to fight for us.
What do you mean?
Nobody came. Nobody came here to fight in the US of A.
Saku fought in fucking UFC.
Didn't they buy him?
No.
I'm pretty. Let's see.
Saku fought Conan Silveira in the UFC.
Right, but didn't they pick him up? Didn't they purchase him?
I don't believe so. He was right back in Japan.
Sakuraba.
And Chuck Liddell went over to the
I know Chuck Liddell
Pride.
went over there, yeah. Let's look up Chuck.
I'm saying there were brief moments of talent exchange.
So I'll recall it that Dana White would not say the same thing to you. He'd be like, "Fuck you." That's not the way it went. That's not the way it went in my ping back. He said, "All I got was ripped off. I got videos. I got cassette tapes."
Well, that's when they bought Pride.
Let's see.
That's not the talent exchange. The talent exchange is when they're both like independent entities, and they decide, let this guy fight this guy for the sake of the game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So I would say that I don't think he was even in Pride yet.
That's possible.
That's what I'm saying, because it looks like there's two UFC Japans, and then he was in Pride.
Okay, fair. My memory.
I know, man.
She faulty sometimes. But yeah, so Chuck went over there. There was a one-time talent exchange.
Yes.
Right?
One-way street.
And it didn't work out for the UFC.
Correct.
But still, like that was some history right there. And you just can't do that all the time, I guess. But you could do it for like special occasions.
Sure.
Like, you know what really pisses me off?
What?
In terms of like fights that just like seem like natural, like how before she got beat by Amanda Nunes, they didn't get Cyborg versus Gabby. Now I know they're like friends or whatever because they both from Brazil, but like if anyone's gonna beat up Gabby, wouldn't you think it would have been Cyborg?
That might happen now.
Why now?
Because she's out of her contract, and they have nobody's talking about. We're gonna re-sign Cyborg. Ain't no announcement for re-sign Cyborg. I think Cyborg fought her last fight out. Let me confirm this, but I'm almost positive that's what she was like saying. It's like nobody.
I still don't think it's gonna ever happen though.
Oh, well, definitely not because they're friends, but
we're friends.
So I don't want to get beat by this strong Brazilian.
By the giantess.
I'm saying take that back. She has one more fight after so she has one more fight left.
Okay.
And that's it.
But yeah, that'll never happen.
Yeah, no.
But it will be neat.
What other fights?
What would I like to see?
Yes. We're going to play a game here called Darren Controls Everything. He wears the gauntlet.
Shut the fuck up.
He has the gauntlet. He has, what do they call that thing? The thing that the purple dude wore? What is the thing? I don't know. Like
the purple dude?
The purple dude from like Avengers.
Thanos?
There you go. He had like a gauntlet.
I didn't see the movie.
Okay, well, he had this gauntlet thing and he could do whatever he wants. So I run everything. You're gone.
Really?
You're gone.
That was the gimmick?
That's gone. Like, I run everything.
Whoa.
Yeah, so.
That's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, he didn't care. He said I wanted to have a farm, and that's it. After I beat the crap out of everybody else, he said I want a farm. But
is that a shoot?
No, I'm dead serious. Like he slapped the piss out of the Hulk, and the Hulk didn't come back out to fight anymore. He stayed Bruce Banner forever. He said I'm scared of that dude. I'm cool, and he slapped the piss out of everybody.
Did he really slap them?
He came up and like he slapped the brakes off my man. Like he was gone. Like a tooth fell out of the Hulk's mouth. He's like a tooth, and he got suplexed. It was terrible. And he comes over to everybody. He's like,
he got suplexed?
He got suplexed. He's like, ow. And then he hit him with the snap, and then like half people in the everywhere died. They just disappeared. They digitalized. They just went away. Like
whoa.
He's like, I don't feel so good. And they're just gone. Spoilers, everybody, you missed out. But that's what I'm thinking. So that's what you got right now. You got the gauntlet. Oh, Infinity Gauntlet. There you go. I figured it out because it's forever. So you can bend reality. You can do whatever you want. So who do you want? Top 2 matches because I don't have time for 5.
Top 2 matches. Oh man. I mean, all right.
But minus the Gabby and Cyborg stuff.
What?
Minus Gabby and Cyborg.
That's really the only one I can think of. All the other, honestly, like at this point, just about everyone I'm interested in seeing is in the UFC. Now.
Yeah.
I know that Ryzen has some kind of deal with Giorgio Petrosian.
Mm-hmm.
I like to see that dude fighting. So let's say I like to see Giorgio versus Joe Schilling. I don't know if that could ever happen weight-wise.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be the shit. So that's one fight. If I were Thanos, Petrosian versus Schilling. The fucking perfection versus my homeboy, my fellow cigarette smoker. Joe Schilling will punch your motherfucking face off, by the way.
Of course. He will box you up. Then the round will end over. He'll reach over. His corner will give him a cigarette, light it, and then he'll start back up fighting again, put the cigarette.
And he will whoop that ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, Giorgio's so beautiful, and I feel like people in America haven't gotten to see him very much. And like people don't even know who he is, honestly.
No.
No one gives a fuck about kickboxing.
No.
And that's too bad. It's a fucking fantastic sport. It's really fun. And I think he's like the most beautiful person to watch in all of fucking martial arts. Like, the only one that you could argue with me would be Lomachenko. If you were like, no, I'd rather watch Lomachenko, I'd be like, respect. But if you said any other name, any other sport, I'd be like, I think you're wrong, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly. Giorgio's, like, technical ability is so fucking incredible. It looks like he's hitting mitts when he fights.
He's so loose and relaxed.
It's crazy, man.
Hey, what's up? I got Tiff Time Bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Joanna. Primetime. Tyrell. There you go. Because I want to see them try to take down each other.
Yeah, see, that would be fun too.
That'd be
but
fun.
we can't do that, can we?
Nope. Or let's go back in time travel a little bit.
Shit.
Let's get Damian Maya when he was on that run through where he was just strangling everybody versus Mr. Wonderboy, the old school, the grappler versus the striker. I understand he hangs out with Chris Weidman. He knows how to wrestle a little bit. Whatever. Let's see if you can handle that strangulation.
The strangulation?
I make orange juice with your face.
Oh, man.
I want to see that. That where, he made Rick Story just give me a cup of that fresh squeeze. Remember that scene?
I do. He made the nose explode.
Yeah, he's like, it looks like he's about to tap. Oh my God, what the heck is going on in his nose? It's a tap.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
So I would love to see that. That would be interesting.
But I think before the talent acquisition, like before they bought everything out, it was a more interesting game to play.
Yeah. Got some cool dudes in Asia, but...
Or you know what? Bibano Fernandez versus fucking Henry Cejudo would be fun. Or TJ Dillashaw, either. He's like their champ at 35 out there. Really excellent jiu-jitsu guy.
Fernandez. Did I spell that right? And I'm probably not even going to be able to search the internet. Yep. All right.
Bibiano.
Cool. That's okay. It's not working anyway. It's all right. But I believe you. It's more. I don't really want. It's not more of like matchups. It's more of like time traveling. It's not really like I want to see like what is it called? Different organizations. It's like let's just rewind the clock on you, sir. Hey, Mr. Dominic. Let's just heal up those feet real quick. Make sure you got no.
I know what he's going through.
Plantar fasciitis.
For real.
And let's see you just dance on some fools again. Like, just straight up, just make that move, those false starts. Those, ho, 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 well, I'm right here.
I mean, you give me a time machine, and we're going to Genki Sudo in his prime. Because he was, like, the greatest. He was, like, the most entertaining fighter.
Anderson Silva and Stylebender in Anderson's prime. I don't know. I don't know if that's fair, though. Like, because it's like...
But even fair.
Well, no, because you got to think about it. Like, if I'm time traveling, you're getting dumber. If I'm going backwards, the dude who I'm picking up is dumb compared to the dude that's in the future. So it's like, it's kind of like not fair.
Or is still a child.
Or still a child. Yeah, it could still be a baby.
So you have to, only one guy can travel in time.
Yes. So Stylebender has to come back with me. Let's go. Let's take a trip back where there's no testing. Let's get you in the juice a little bit, and then you can go fight.
Let's get you some very, very special vitamins.
Exactly. I know they don't have those in Australia, but we'll figure it out.
Shit.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
They make those rugby players pretty goddamn big. I bet they have doctors.
It's called the kangaroo steroid effect. You never heard of that?
I eat kangaroo meat. Now I'm testing positive.
Hey, it worked for Canelo, right? No,
Is that what he said he ate?
He said I ate some cow, and then the cow got some steroids in it.
Possible.
It's possible, but I don't think that's what happened. But yeah,
It may have also happened.
it may have been a little bit. I said, yeah, that's why. But
It's like when you say, like, part of the truth to try to get yourself out of trouble.
So that kind of happened.
You're like, did I back the car into the garage? Well, yes, I did do that. But I did not steal the car. I was just adjusting that car. And it happened at the garage. I wasn't stealing it. Like, you're like, plead to a misdemeanor or some shit.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, time traveling would be awesome.
That's what some of my friends, that's their code name for smoking weed.
Jeez.
Time travel.
Sounds aggressive.
Like, oh yeah, let's time travel.
That sounds like true regression. Whoever says that needs to stop.
I think it's cute.
It's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's regression. You think it's cute. Little kids are cute.
How dare you? Like, why would a motherfucker want to be cute in this world?
Yeah. I said, you just want to be handsome or just ugly. There's no in between. You don't want to be cute. Cute's for little kids. If you're 16 and older, you can't be cute anymore as a man. It's like, lady, a woman is different.
See, I think they react the same way. Like, when you tell a person they're cute, they tend to find it as dismissive.
Nah, if they're Asian is different. Trust me.
What are you talking about?
Asians are always cute. They're not gonna change. That's just how they are until they get old.
How dare you?
Say, oh, if you say it to Asian mom, she'd be super happy. Oh,
really?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So say Asian people love that. Say they're cute, they love it. They eat it up.
See, I just feel like people want to be sexy or beautiful. They don't want to be cute once they're grown. I get that.
All right. Well, guess what?
What?
I got a litany, a battering ram of terrible news for you.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, interesting actually. We can start off with we got you just pick. Don't be like, all right, that's the one as soon as I say the first title because it's not fun.
Okay.
Senate bill. So, you ever heard of dwarf tossing?
I have heard of dwarf tossing.
Okay. So there's an article about getting a bill to ban it. Officer who fired...
Started by who? A tall motherfucker?
Probably.
All right, next.
Officer who fired a fatal shot, charged with involuntary manslaughter. He and the victim were playing with a gun, charge says. So an officer shot an off-duty officer because they're playing Russian roulette.
Well, then he won.
I guess so.
Okay.
Man clung to the hood of a car for on the highway for 70 miles because they got into a road rage incident.
70 miles?
Yeah, it was like 70 miles per hour. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm like, Anthony, I'm going to call bullshit on that.
And then a woman got drunk on vanilla extract.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Haven't you ever seen Family Ties?
I have not.
All right, Family Ties we're starting there.
Okay.
Family Ties was a TV show in the 80s. Starring Michael J. Fox and some other people, supporting cast. And there was an episode where I believe the actor is Tom Hanks. He's like their uncle, and he comes to visit, and he's an alcoholic, and he's like trying to go drive, and there's no alcohol in their house. I think they were the Keatons was the name of their family, right? So yes, Alex P. Keaton was Michael J. Fox's name. So was it Tom Hanks? Was he the actor?
Let me see. I'm looking.
Tom Hanks' Family Ties.
Let's see. Tom Hanks.
So the uncle character goes into their pantry and he comes out with a little bottle of vanilla extract and he's drinking it. And they're like, what the fuck are you doing? And it's because it has, I believe, a 35% alcohol content.
You're right. It is Tom Hanks, and I believe you are also correct that it does have at least 35. But let me double check.
Now, I think they also, since this actually...
41%.
41%.
Yeah, it's increased.
So, if you were having the DTs, if you were getting the shakes, and you drank the vanilla extract, it would relieve the shakes.
Yes.
So, someone drinking vanilla extract to get drunk is something that does not shock me in any way.
Okay.
Because I was raised on 80s TV shows, and I know that Tom Hanks got drunk in the pantry on the vanilla extract.
So we can just remove that one then.
You could also, back in the day, get drunk on mouthwash.
Yes, I've heard that too.
But they've mostly made mouthwash alcohol-free now.
Yes. It's a good DUI excuse. Just came brushing my teeth, officer.
Next thing I knew, I was faded as fuck.
Yeah, man, I just couldn't help it.
I was just trying to kill this gingivitis. Next thing I know, drunk as a skunk. I don't know what to do, sir. I've got to pick up my kids from school.
So what it sounds like to me is that you're more interested in the officer who basically...
Oh, let's go there, yeah.
All right. Let's bring this up. So for the viewers that are looking for this, if you want to Google this, look up officer who fired failed shot. Just basically look up officers playing Russian roulette. So this lovely young lady, I believe, is one who got shot and killed.
Mishandled.
Says...
No, that's...
Released by St. Louis Show's officer. This photo says an officer mishandled a gun and accidentally shot and killed Alix earlier Thursday. So this is another lady. She's the one who killed him, I guess.
No, you're wrong.
So who is this lady?
Nathaniel Hendren was charged.
Yeah, so she was the one who died. This young lady over here.
God damn it. Just spreading misinformation.
It's okay. Can't
because you did not properly prepare.
I prepared enough. Yeah.
She's 24 years old. Was there alcohol involved?
Let's see. They do not say.
I'm going to hope that there was.
I don't see anything that says alcohol, drinks. One was off duty, one was on duty.
Whoa.
Yeah. Took her to the hospital. At the hospital, Henderson headbutted the back windshield of a police car. Whoa. Wait, what? This gets weird.
It's not that weird. He killed his friend.
And he headbutted the back shield of a...
He's really upset.
Yeah.
That's not super weird.
So there was, according to this article...
It would be weird if he got picked up on a traffic violation and then he went crazy and started banging his head.
Yeah.
But if you shoot your fucking friend to death...
Yeah. There's no alcohol in the list. They were just being dumb people.
Wow.
No alcohol or drugs unless they don't want to say. But basically, yeah. He took a bullet out, all the bullets out, put one in, and just kept shooting until, it's like, all right, bang.
Shot your friend.
Yeah.
Ugh. That's a horrible story.
Yeah. This was horrible, by the way. I told it.
Well, it was poorly told.
It was a sad story. But this one, I do know. Because it's very simple. A man got into a road rage incident and was on the hood of a car in Massachusetts. Now, I can't make this full
So
story.
some masshole.
Some masshole?
Yeah. That's what you call those people.
Masshole.
They're massholes. So some masshole jumped on the fucking hood of a car.
Yes.
And was like, "You motherfucker!"
Because it was I guess there was a fender bender, and then supposedly the guy in the car, was trying to get the guy to stop. So he reaches in. I don't know why he reached in this guy's car, grabbed a water bottle, and smashed his window. Because you'll see in the video right here, there's a break on the window.
Mm-hmm.
It's not from the dude's head. Dude looks fine. So he's just hanging.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're moving on the highway. And he's on the phone too, calling police.
Holy shit.
And this dude's trying to stop and start to get him off.
Is that a woman driving?
That's a man.
A man drive?
A man driving, yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
It's a guy. Pull out a gun. He's something like that.
He's like, you're not going anywhere, bro. I'll fucking kill you.
Wait, that's weird though. Maybe it's just bad quality of the camera. But doesn't it look like it's gone now? Like the smashed window. So you see it right there, right?
So, did he try to leave after the guy kind of assaulted him?
See,
or was he trying to leave and so the guy assaulted him?
I'm thinking the guy leaving tried to assault him just because the way it was, the way the charges that came out were the guy in the car got a misdemeanor, and then the dude was trying, I think it was like reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so,
which should not be a misdemeanor.
No. I think the guy was off on. I don't know if it's a. No, it's not. No, I'm sorry. He was charged with assault with a dangerous weapon and charged with disorderly conduct. Is assault with a deadly weapon a misdemeanor?
That should be a felony.
Is it a misdemeanor?
Assault with a deadly weapon?
No, I'm asking you, is it?
I don't know. It should be a felony.
Okay. But yeah,
assault with a deadly weapon?
I agree. No, I agree with you. I'm just like you said it like it was like
a misdemeanor is like.
No, I'm just saying you said it like it was a misdemeanor.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I said it should be a felony. That was the first thing I said.
Okay. I thought you made it sound like it should be like it's not.
You drive on a highway with a motherfucker on the hood of your car.
I agree with you. I'm just saying the way you said it confused me.
That's a motherfucking felony. You can't just do that. Like, it's fucking nuts.
And this 65-year-old man was just so tough to hang on.
Yeah.
And text at the same time.
He was like, cuz.
Because what would have happened? Like, yeah, what would have happened if that dude just like fell off and just ran him over?
That's what I'm saying.
Just ran him over.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude with the gun, that poor dude with the gun had guns pulled on him too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, which is like that sucks.
They're like, put the gun away. Okay.
I'm a good guy. I promise. So there's that.
Not robbing anyone.
Not robbing anyone. I'm doing my due diligence as a citizen. Whip my car out in front of you. Like this is like
that was his moment.
That's his moment. He's like, whoosh, I'm ready to go.
You know,
better sit down, everybody.
Some sheepdog response shit. He was like, oh hell no. Didn't know there were operators on the highway that day.
It was like, whoosh. So that dude came out with a pistol ready to go, like click clack, smack.
The dude with the fucking glasses on top of his head, the guy that got out of the car.
Yeah.
He's the kind of guy that if you punched him, he'd be like, what the hell? Like, he's that kind of guy. Fuck that guy.
My neighbor's that kind of guy.
I have no respect for those kind of men. Those what the hell kind of guys.
That was yeah.
You're barely a man.
Yeah. No, it was very interesting. It's like, whoa, dude.
More like a bunny than a man.
And then the last was not as interesting because I didn't know these things existed, but the dwarf toss. I had no idea, never heard of it.
You've never heard of dwarf tossing?
Never heard of it.
Oh, Anthony, you haven't lived.
Yeah, apparently not.
So you've held a little person by the shoulders and the belt.
Have you thrown him?
And thrown him forward. No, I've never done this.
Like, have you?
It's some super weird shit that I would probably never do. Not that I wouldn't do it. I don't think that I would be around people who would have had this as an event. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like it's like dwarf toss,
yeah.
dwarf toss.
Like my friends don't have the idea of hiring a dwarf to toss.
If it was like a thing that was going on in like a bigger event, like
right? Like if I'm walking around and I see dwarf tossing, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, but it's not like it's like this is the 2018, the 20th anniversary of dwarf tossing. Who can toss them the furthest? Who can get the highest?
Nor would I be like, yo, I'm having a party, and guess what? We got dwarf tossing, bitches!
Oh, man, there's the man. Oh, yeah.
Let's toss these dwarfs.
What's weird is I saw it, and there's just, like, hot chicks dancing, and there's, like...
See? Now, if you're going to do it, that's how you're supposed to do it.
It's like, this is like an event. This is weird.
Look, this is when dwarf tossing is okay. Mm-hmm. You set up a very decadent event. You pay the people involved very, very well. Yeah. And you give them party perks.
Yeah.
That's it. No one's being forced into slavery, into dwarf tossing.
Well, they feel like they're demeaning themselves and exploits those of smaller stature.
So we should make laws against people demeaning themselves? Are you fucking sure we need to do this?
I don't know anything. They're also worried about their safety, because you know.
They're called mats, elbow pads, knee pads, helmets.
But they're easily, particularly susceptible to spine and neck injuries. It's like everybody else.
Dude,
I imagine they're probably not as.
They're not tossing them and trying to kill them.
Right. I mean. They try to do that Velcro stick thing.
Yeah.
Try to toss them into like a mat pad on the floor, like a.
But this is all gear that is provided by the people who are being tossed. This is not like something where they just show up and I'm a dwarf and you can throw me.
Right. It's not like you're a dwarf.
They come with shit.
Yeah.
Like it's a thing.
Yeah.
Like You can't outlaw people making money off of themselves in what you would think as a humiliating way. Like, that's a ridiculous thing to do. You're wasting your fucking time. Yeah. And that's taxpayer dollars going to, like, protect people who aren't asking for your protection.
Yeah.
Stop trying to fucking help everybody. So fucking whack. Like, think about how fucking arrogant you have to be to see someone earning money and be like, I've got to stop that because that person is hurting their feelings long term. Like, there's no way that's making that person happy inside. You know what? Let's stop them from earning.
And who do you think was trying to pass that bill, Republican or Democrat?
In the current climate, I'm going to say a Democrat.
And you would be incorrect.
Okay.
So Republicans.
Well, that's kind of refreshing.
Yes.
Because when I was growing up, the Republicans were socially conservative to the point where they wanted to control shit. Mm-hmm. And lately, I haven't felt that energy from that party. I felt the controlling energy from the Democratic Party. Like, trying to take up for motherfuckers and trying to help all the poor people that can't help themselves.
Yes.
But Republicans used to be about decency. Like, that was a thing. Mm-hmm. And you could make an argument that midget tossing is an indecent activity.
Could.
Sure. I don't think it's decent. But it's probably fun. And that dude's probably getting paid pretty well to get thrown around. And there's no harm being done here.
Yes.
These are adults deciding to make money.
You might even have insurance now because of it.
Now you're out here fucking up somebody's hustle because it turns your stomach. Don't fucking hire him. How about that?
I agree.
When you see midget tossing in the phone book, because you use phone books.
To tear them apart only, to show how strong I am.
Now this nigga uses phone books for sure. Look at him. He's a phone book kind of guy.
Doesn't know what a cell phone is.
He's a phone book kind of guy. So this phone book asshole is going to scroll through like, oh, dwarf tossing. You know what? I'm going to not do that. Just keep flipping pages, man. What the fuck are we doing here?
You know what? We can't go yet. Don't even do it.
I wasn't trying.
Okay. Because we still haven't talked. We forgot to talk about the important thing that happened over the weekend.
What's that?
Fedor and Ryan Bader. And then Aaron Pico versus some guy that beat him.
And there's another one.
And then Jack Swagger.
And another one.
And AJ, all I can do is stick my chin out and be a little child. I go blah, 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 blah.
Look, that fight is a wake-up call for jiu-jitsu guys and wrestlers who think that just saying I do jiu-jitsu and saying I do wrestling is a big enough skill set to get into a cage at the professional level.
Yeah.
What kind of wrestler are you? How did you score your takedowns? How did you score your takedowns? Did you score takedowns? Is that your style? Your style matters. Whether you won matches or not doesn't matter. Your style matters.
Yeah.
And watching AJ on an ankle climbing up, are you out of your fucking mind?
Dude's gonna pound you in the face.
You're not finishing that unless you're way, 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 way better than the guy. You need to be on the hips or in the chest. Mm-hmm. That's how you score. You don't score below the knee in MMA. What the fuck? And who's in his corner? Crazy. Absolutely crazy. That bummed me out.
That was super.
And I'm not a huge fan of his.
No.
I just think it's a bad look when someone comes in saying, jiu-jitsu, I'm going to fucking bring jiu-jitsu back. And that's what they bring.
Yeah.
And everyone's critical of Dylan Dennis.
But he came
But Dylan talked that shit and then did that shit.
Yeah.
He backed his shit up. AJ did not. AJ did not. And as far as the Pico situation goes, which also, like, shattered my heart to a degree.
Yeah.
My heart broke for that guy. I was encouraged by his attitude. He took it like a fucking man. He came out and was like, yup, let's do this press conference. Got knocked out. Yes, I did. I worry because of the way he went to sleep that he's been hurt a lot in boxing. Mm. That worries me.
Yeah.
And that if you're 22 and your lights can be turned off like that, not that they can't be turned off. Everybody can get knocked out. It was the way that his body folded that scared me. Now, I could be reading too much into it. I hope that I am. But I was encouraged to hear that he's like, yeah, I need to utilize my wrestling.
Yeah.
I need to be a little bit more mature about how I close. And he said the right things, and he presented himself the right way. So I'm still hopeful for Pico, in his career, the skill set is still unnegotiably beautiful. Like, you couldn't argue with me that there's a person who has better hands than him in the game.
Correct.
Like, when you just saw him pump out the double and triple jab, he doesn't even look like an MMA fighter. It made it obvious when boxers are super critical of MMA fighters and they're like, these motherfuckers can't throw hands. That's what they're talking about. That's what they're talking about. They don't look like Pico looks. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That thing was like, it was like a piston.
Yeah.
It was fucking beautiful. And the shot that he hurt him with, gorgeous. But that Corrales character,
Said, cool, buddy. I can get my legs together real quick.
hard to finish, gnarly dude.
Yeah.
Just bit down on his mouthpiece and threw that huge right hand.
He said, I'm coming back.
And my man was slumped over. Mr. Pico was slumped over, asleep before he hit the ground. Terrifying. Terrifying. But yeah, if that guy can find himself, because having skills is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
He can wrestle better than everybody else.
Yes.
He can punch better than everybody else. Not like just with power, but with technique. His technique and power are both high level. This is madness already. We've already said crazy things.
Right.
And they're true. So we're saying crazy things that are true about a fighter. He still has to find himself as a fighter. When you can do everything, it's very hard to decide what exactly to do. Like, sometimes not having attributes makes it easy. Like, so like when I first started training my homeboy Andres, right? He was so young and thin, he didn't have the power to feel confident on his feet slamming big guys down. But he realized that he could choke them with his fucking legs if he laid down. So he put himself in a position where he felt he had a good chance to win right away. He identified who he was as a fighter early on. Now, that shifts around, right?
Right.
He developed takedown skills and skills on top and passing skills. He's got great passing now. But when he was a youngster, right, he found a niche for himself to become successful. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mr. Pico believes that niche is that left hook to the body. And that's why he was ripping it so aggressively when he had him hurt already.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But your skill set's so broad that you should open that shit up a little bit more. He should have taken that kid down at a point. You know what I mean? When he wasn't easy to close.
Or just slow it down.
Man.
Like, be mature, take your shots, relax. Like,
He has to find himself as a fighter. And when he does, as long as his head, like, not like mental, but like his actual head, his actual brain, isn't compromised in any way, I think he has a long, really intensely beautiful career ahead of him. Like, 4-2 is not some despicable record.
Nope. And then Mr. Fedor.
Fedor gets slapped with a one punch.
Yes.
Ryan Bader's on a tear.
Yes.
And, I mean, it depends on how you want to write the history. Is Ryan Bader a guy who has now come into his own? Because sometimes, we're just talking about this, like, it takes a while for guys to find themselves. Is this just the moment where he's found himself?
I wouldn't know.
I think so. I think there is a perfect convergence, though, of Fedor being easily hurt at this point in his career after taking so much damage over the course of his life, and you peaking. I think Bader is peaking. I think Bader is showing us some special shit. But I think Fedor helped a bit.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. We're not doing no.
Involuntarily, by the way.
Right.
Like, don't twist my shit up.
Yeah,
Derek said it was fixed. He said Fedor helped him. I heard him. I synced it.
Darren has the insider scoop. He knows all the knowledge.
I don't have insider shit.
The conspiracy theories he's spitting out.
I'm not an insider. Never have been. Never will be.
He will. One day he will, and he'll be like, "I've never been an insider." And he's gonna have a. Says the guy who's wearing.
You know what I was though?
What?
I was a shill for a while.
Why? Who? What?
I was a shill.
What kind of shill?
I was a shill for jiu-jitsu. I was a shill for their brand.
Oh yeah.
Hard. Like, you got to learn the self-defense, or you don't know jiu-jitsu, and all that shit. It was a show for a while. It didn't suit me. It didn't suit me, but it's true. I didn't even know I was a shill. But
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah. You don't know until somebody tells you.
No. Until you look at yourself and you're like, wait, I would rather do other shit. Why am I doing this shit that you want me to do? Because I put myself in this corner where I have to.
Mm-hmm.
That's why that whole shit falling apart and getting kicked off the team was such a positive thing. Like, the good things that are happening for me and for us now could not have happened under that system.
Correct.
They simply could not have happened.
Correct.
They'd have been like, no, we're not, you can't do that.
Yeah. So you cannot have an MMA fighter.
Or if you do,
They have to be under us. Where's that patch? Come on, man. Well, the UFC don't allow patches, so guess what? Joke's on you. Blah, blah,
well, it
blah,
should
blah,
be
blah.
in every embedded, and like I should always be wearing it and shit.
And then
Watch Robert Whittaker shit closely.
Yeah. They should just blur it.
No shade.
They should just blur it.
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying.
I thought it was only like not USADA. I thought it was only UFC only for the embeddeds and the.
Watch the fucking videos. There's definitely a Gracie Humoita symbol in a lot of his videos from the UFC. There's product placement. It's just limited. Like, you see the AKA shirts and shit.
Right. Yeah.
It's limited.
Yeah.
So, like, I would have been pressured to do shit like that.
So you gotta wear it. This shit represents.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Because that has anything to do with the shit that I do.
Does not. That's negative.
And so for so long, while jiu-jitsu was evolving rapidly, I was like living in this little box. And my homies were trying to tell me. My homies were like, hey man, like, we don't see jiu-jitsu the same way anymore. And I was like, well, that's because you're short-sighted and I have been hanging out with really slow-talking rich dudes.
Is that what happens?
And now that I have been brainwashed into seeing the light, one day you will know too. This is just not the way to longevity, my friend. Fuck out of here. I'm not trying to live forever. I'm not trying to die without scars. I'm not eating your fucking diet.
Oh, eat a bunch of fruit. Come on. Da acai.
I'm going to smoke cigarettes until they kill me.
There you go.
I would never even be a black belt
You didn't smoke cigarettes?
because of these.
Oh, you would have been in certain people's eyes. Hey, man.
So, you guys can all take that idea and do something suppository-like with it.
Supposed to. And with that, I like to shout out and say, stay young forever, like me.
Stay young.
Forever.
You know what's funny? Your shirt says Marlboro on it.
It does, I know.
And we just talked about squares.
Yeah, I know. I have this joke.
Is that a shoot shirt?
That's a real
Or is
shirt.
that a thrift store
Yeah,
shirt?
that's my shirt. That's a real. It has my name on the back of it.
No, it doesn't.
It's not? Oh,
Nope.
I'm so sad.
You're number 10, though.
Oh, man.
Like Kaka.
I must have washed it off.
Like
I'm so,
Kaka.
so sad. But it's been in my life since the 6th grade.
Damn.
The same shirt. It's been the same size forever.
That's so dope.
Same size forever.
See, I used to have a shirt in 6th grade. In 6th grade, I was obsessed with Iowa wrestling.
Yeah.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
Obsessed. Obsessed. And I had this Iowa t-shirt, and I would train in it. And when it started disintegrating,
Yeah.
I realized that, like, oh, all of my shirts are going to do this. All of my favorite shirts are going to be gone one day. And it, like, broke my heart. Like, it, like, hurt me. I still haven't rebought an Iowa wrestling shirt to this day.
Why?
I don't know.
It's sad.
It was a special shirt to me. Plus, I don't think I like Iowa the way I did when I was a kid. Like, once Gable wasn't the coach, I was like, I'm off this. Like, I need a new team. And I still haven't truly selected my team. They're like some wrestlers I really like and I really follow. But like right now, Penn State has the most guys that I like to watch. Because they have Mark Hall, Bo Nickel, and Jason Nolf. And I like watching all three of those guys.
Yeah.
So by default, I guess, Penn State's my favorite team. But if those 3 guys were somewhere else, that would be my favorite team. So my allegiance isn't to Penn State or to Cael Sanderson.
Right.
It's to the wrestlers I'm watching.
Cael Sanderson.
Like, I was jockeying Cornell for a while because I was watching Kyle Dake. And he was blowing my fucking mind. You know? Like, wrestling has been blowing my mind lately. And recently, I've gotten back into really watching the very modern competitive jiu-jitsu stuff. You know, I was watching some fucking reverse De La Riva spider shit.
Is it the delish?
Hey, man.
It's delish.
I might be doing these sweeps. I might be rolling over these shoulders. You don't know.
You don't know.
And that's the best part. Like, my game is changing so rapidly. It's so open right now. I'm seeing moves I never saw before. Especially sweeps. The only sub I see is still the omoplata, so
Yeah.
everything else, and you're probably safe.
Well, which one's better now, the armbar or omoplata? Because I feel like you've started progressing more towards arm bars. It's like, hey,
Kayfabe.
hey, man, it's okay. Nobody.
What was I hitting in the academy the other day?
I don't know.
A lot of arm bars.
Yeah, I said definitely. I said you look for the.
But
path.
everybody look out for that omoplata, though.
That path is there. I see. It always shows up. It pops up somewhere.
Hey, man.
It's like, oh man, hey, oh faithful, what's up, woo? But then it's like, who's that new chick? It's like, who's that new girl? Who's that girl?
It's that girl. What's her name? Judy. Oh, Judy with the booty?
So who's that girl?
The armbar is Judy with the booty.
Judy with the booty. Judy with the booty.
The armbar from Side Control is Judy with the booty.
Judy with the booty. Judy with the booty. Nobody knows though. Everybody in their mind has their own.
Their own armbar from Side Control?
Of course.
Well, all of theirs are the same one.
Yes.
For real.
It is. I had to explain this to somebody earlier today, and they didn't understand what I was
Who?
talking about. I was like, I'll explain the concept of like how
My armbar?
No, just the structure, how everything breaks down. It's like there are concepts, there are movements, and there are moves.
Yeah.
There are a lot of armbar moves. There's an armbar movement that everybody needs to follow, and there's a concept of the armbar. And I was like, there you go.
Well, preach. Come on, preacher. Well.
Yes.
Come on, preacher.
Yes, I had to explain that. It was very. They're like, I never thought about jiu-jitsu like that. I didn't really either until you asked me that question. It's like it's a deductive reasoning.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Anthony.
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Don't start thinking out here.
Kool-Aid too long. I thought about it.
It's because you're too close to the source.
So, I don't have my shirt on. I was wearing my other shirt, the Athens shirt. It was like, oh, it says it's better to the source of the water. That's what they have in the shirt.
Oh, it's because they think that Helsing's the source or whatever. You got to get it from the source. You guys are getting it from the source.
Yes.
What you're getting is old shit.
I was saying something super rude, and I kept it to myself. So
What?
Detroit water. You're getting that Flint, Michigan water.
You're getting old shit.
It's that Flint, Michigan.
And some of the old shit is brilliant, and some of it's not.
Yes.
And the more brilliant the person is who's giving you the old shit, the better it is. Which is why, even though, like, we disagree on some things, if I were going to get the oldest shit possible, I would still go to Miami to get it.
Right.
Because those are the smartest motherfuckers teaching it. Real talk.
Right.
Like, if you want to learn Alio self-defense moves, Alio's, not Hickson's variation, right, which I think are better. If you want to learn Alio's moves, I wouldn't go to anybody named Gracie.
Pedro Valente.
I'd go to Miami and I would ask that man for his help. If that's if that were my intentions.
Yeah.
If my intentions were to learn that style of jiu-jitsu added with an understanding of how the body works and strength and breath control, well, then I would go to Hickson. But if I wanted to whoop motherfuckers in tournaments, if I were going to go to that name, I'd be in New York City at Renzo Gracie's school. There's nobody else carrying that name that I would really say, all right, I want to go train with them.
Yeah.
Not saying you can't do it. It can be done. It can be done anywhere.
Right. But
if I were going to go, oh, the name means this. Not really. Not really. It doesn't. That's just branding bullshit. Yeah, burn them all.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta bury people.
Yeah. If you want to get tapped by a 16-year-old, or now I guess he's an adult now. Go to.
Is he?
He might be. I think he might be close.
I don't think so. I think he's like 17. You're talking about Nikki?
Yeah.
I think he's 17, man.
Nikki Ryan.
He's still a quote-unquote purple belt, right?
Yes.
What a killer.
So, when's your birthday, Nikki? So he probably just turned 17. He's on his way to 18.
I'll go down to New York, get my ass whooped. How about the source?
The source. How about the discoverer? The number one Jurassic Park archaeologist. There you go. I'll tell you what, you want to talk to him, so you got to go on a ride. Get that Jeep ready and get that suntan lotion on.
Just take both morning classes.
Yeah. Put that sun lotion on. You better get
that would be my strategy for real. I would take both morning classes, and then I'd fuck off the rest of the day in New York. You know?
Yeah.
Mischief. So it'll be like work, then like go home and study, then mischief, then work in the morning again.
Yeah.
You know?
That B team especially. You want to get that B team knowledge too.
What do you mean B team?
They have like an A team and B team. I think there was like a post where they were showing one of their guys from like the quote unquote B team, and still.
He looks studly.
Looks studly. I don't remember where it was or what it was, but he was amazing. Amazing. The sequences he went through, I was like, oh man. Oh, who you train? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, yeah, that makes sense. Like,
you're like, oh, okay, you're cheating.
You're cheating. You have big brain. You have team big brain. Big brain with a funny accent, but yeah, he's still whooping.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anthony?
Daron.
It's been a lovely night.
It has been.
Thank you for coming over and doing the podcast with me.
Yes.
And you're in town this week, yeah?
I am.
So that means normal training.
Yes.
And we'll be back for a live podcast on what day?
It depends on what happens. Friday, Saturday. Depends on.
It could be Friday night.
Could be Saturday afternoon.
It could be Saturday afternoon.
Who knows? Depends.
The Super Bowl's this weekend.
I know.
And that gives me something fun to discuss next podcast.
Ooh.
So make sure you're around for that. We love you guys. Goodbye, Internet. XOXO.